What's up, rock stars? It's Rox, and I'm coming to you today with a review for Greenleaf Season 2, Episode 13. So, y'all, I was not pleased with this episode. I wasn't. I was just like, are we jumping the shark this early? Let me get to this review. Let's get to it, shall we? Now, we see Grace. She's on a run, and she is being haunted, basically, by Mac. Okay, we see her. And it's obvious it's a dream sequence. A little girl goes running by her. I'm assuming that's her sister Faith. And then we hear Mac's voice say something along the lines of, she can't hear you. She wakes up at a start. So I guess now Mac is going to start terrorizing Grace from the dead. Later on, she's talking to Sophia. She finds out that her dad can't come to the cotillion. You know, he's busy. And then Sophia asks her about, Darius and what's going on with her, and Grace says they're taking a break. Now, Carissa, we see her there. She done spilled all the beans to May and Bishop. And her only thing is she is trying to get triumph for Jacob. That's all she really cares about, okay? And then, of course, all that Bishop and May cares about is taking Skanks down. She's got all the accounting there, the paperwork, and Bishop says that he's going to go to him and tell him that he either resigns and turns the church over to Jacob, or he's going to turn him into jail. And, Carissa reiterates, remember, he has to give it to Jacob, okay? If he goes to jail, then the elders are probably not going to just vote Jacob in. It's not going to work. All right, so the whole time I'm just like... But I'm thinking to myself, ain't no way Skanks is going to just roll over like this, right? We see Charity. She is in the studio in Nashville with Jabari, and she's frustrated because she feels like he has given her mixed signals. He put her up in a hotel, and she's making herself super available. You don't have to put me in a hotel if you have a guest room. And he was like, no, a hotel is all right. I was like, girl, he done curved you so bad, just leave him alone. So then we see Bishop confront Skanks, okay? And this is all, I got the information on, the accounting and how he stole from the church. And, he needed to resign and turn it over to Jacob, or he was going to go to jail. And Skanks was just like, oh, is blackmailing not a sin now? Okay, get the hell up out of my office. Ain't no way I'm doing this. And I was like, okay, that's what I thought. I didn't think Skanks was going to go there. Okay, who did Bishop think that he was just going to come in there? You've been dealing with this man all this time, okay? Even when Bishop threw the name out at him, that he knew about, what was it, Bass Reeves, and how that was his alias and all that. Skanks was just like, and what else, okay? Good day, take your ass on. Back at the church, we see May talking with her secretary, and the secretary tells her that Bishop Jeffrey called. That is the one that she had the affair with, who we believe is Grace's daddy. She avoids him like the plague. So when she found out that he called, she just sort of like, oh, okay, I'll call back. And then Grace gets there and she was just like, oh, sweetheart, you must not got any rest. You look really tired. Okay. But Grace was like, Mom, I'm here. We're going to do this. We got this outreach program. They're going to talk to the senior citizens. Now, Charity, she's still trying to work on this song for the gospel artist, and the girl tells her, listen, the song is entirely too sad. Charity says, well, that's how I wanted it to be, melancholy. She was just like, yeah, but that ain't gonna work for me. We're gonna change this here. We're gonna check these words out here. We're gonna uplift. We're gonna sing this. We're gonna... And of course, Charity is upset. Okay, Jabari is with the changes, though, that she wants to be made. And when she leaves, she invites Charity to a dinner later on that day, and then she leaves, and Jabari gives her a kiss. And Charity is just like, oh, is my man kissing folks now? So he comes back over, and she was just like, oh, so you kiss me on the cheek, you kiss her, like, is this what you do? And he was just like, what are you talking about? And she was like, what's going on with us? And he was like, what us? And I'm thinking to myself, like, yeah, what us, Charity? First of all, you still married. You don't know where the fuck your husband is, who's gay out there and just confused in these streets. You got a brand new baby and you trying to still get a relationship started with Jabari. Girl, what the fuck is wrong with you? So he was just like, she was like, do you like me or not? And he was like, I like you. Okay, but he doesn't get any deeper than that or make her feel like it could go any further than that. So I was just like I said earlier, girl, he is curving you. Let it go. Now we see May and Grace with the senior citizens, and Grace takes on to this one specific woman. You know, they're doing her nails, and you know, the lady is saying how she loves the new staff, how there was somebody there that was working there before who was really rude, and you know, so they have a good time with the senior citizens, or so we think. When they get back to the church, though, May was just like, I hope I don't live no long time and I got to be living in the nursing home. I hope I just die quickly. Grace was like, Mom, is that any way to speak? But May was just like, yeah, that right there is nothing that I feel would you know, be something I would want for my life. So that, you know, May, I feel like May just does things for appearances. Her and Carissa are so much alike. Now, we see Skanks back in his office. He's on the phone, and we see old prison dude walk in, and he looked real upset. You know, Skanks get off the phone, was like, hey, man, I was just about to call you. Next scene, though, we see Skanks then got the hell beat out of him. He all bloody and banged up and shit, and Tasha is crying her eyes out. She cannot believe it. She's scared, you know, like, I told you to stop. I told you to stop taking this money. You know, now you know, they might kill you. They might kill us. Damn. Just stop everything. Please just stop. Please just stop for me. Okay. And then he says, okay. But even when he said, okay, I was thinking to myself that he was just saying that just to make her feel better. I was like, ain't no way Skanks is just gonna actually, I didn't really know what that okay meant. So then we see Bishop, and he's back at Jacob's house, and he's telling Carissa how Skank said he ain't gonna resign. Okay, so he called his bluff. So now they don't really know what to do. I mean, he gonna go to the police, and then what? It's gonna be a mess. It's gonna be this whole big scandal. Carissa didn't want things to go that way. Okay, there's a knock at the door, and it is Tasha. She is all frantic. She's crying. Oh my God, you know, they beat him up. You know, he's crying, and he's all jacked up. His beautiful face, they messed up his face, and you know, she's crying and carrying on. And then next scene, we see Bishop. He then went back down to Skank, took Tasha back down there, and he's trying to speak some reason into Skanks. Okay, now you can put your life on the line. Your wife is, you know, y'all in danger. Okay, you got folks that's looking for you and want to beat you up and want to kill you. Just turn the church over, give it to Jacob, give him the keys, and Skanks just says okay. And while that's probably the best thing to do, it did not seem realistic to me that a man like Skanks, who is used to fighting, I mean, remember he gave us this whole long speech about how the Lord, you know, fights his battles for him, and he's the little man and all that. I just didn't see. I mean, I guess you can explain it away and say that, you know, his conviction, finally, it caught up with him, and he realized that he was going against the right of the church and the people in the church. But still, I just was like, this is too easy. And I felt like the writers but a little bit of me was still holding on to hope that Skanks was still plotting something else just to himself. So I was still holding on to that little bit of hope. Now let's jump over to Isaiah and Zora. These two, I'm so sick of them. Isaiah's an ass. You know, they're talking about this cotillion in the car, and she wants to go to the cotillion. He doesn't want to go to the cotillion. He wants to go to a concert. She was like, I'm going to the cotillion. Okay, you ain't got to go. And he was like, well, who will you go with? And she was just like, okay, somebody. And then the nigga just slams on the brakes. She's in her car seat, but she always takes the car seat. That's what teens do. I always tell Jay to stop doing that as well. But she takes the seat belt and puts it behind her back. So when he slams on the brake, she hits her head on the dashboard. And she was just like, what, are you crazy? Are you crazy? He was like, how many times I got to tell you to put that damn seatbelt on? Okay, but he's just a jerk, and he's an asshole, and I don't know why she dealing with him. I mean, you know, these young kids, they dumb, she's full of cum, hell. So I mean, that's why she's dealing with him. But she gets home, and she's got this big ass knot on her head. She got to hide it away from her parents, and they don't really pay much attention to her because Jacob is fussing at Carissa for telling his parents all about Skanks and his problems. I don't know why Jacob is so surprised. Don't you know your damn shifty ass wife better than that? So he was just like, I'm not taking the church. Whatever Skanks does, I'm not taking the church. And then Skanks calls him on the phone, and he tells him, you know, that that's his brother and that he's the most honest person that he knows, and he gonna get a church to Jacob. And Jacob is still saying he don't want to do it. And I'm still holding on to hope on the inside that Skanks has a different plan, right? It's still there. Now we see Charity talking to Jabari, and Jabari lets her know that, you know, I like you. And this could go somewhere. However, you got a lot going on, and I'm just trying to protect myself and take things slowly, okay? So you can quit throwing your damn puss at me like you a loose bitch in heat, okay? Just calm down. Maybe things will happen here. And then he gives her a kiss, okay? So now, Charity, you can know that, yes, Jabari is interested. Now, let's talk about Grace. She keeps on going on this walk, on this path in the woods of her, of the grounds for the Greenleaf grounds, okay? And she comes upon this shed, okay? So she's looking at the shed, and then you hear Mac's voice, and he says something like, they're not going to believe you, so don't even worry about it. But you still don't really know what's up with this shed and all. I was just like, well, maybe she knew that that's where Mac was raping Faith, the sister. But then we find out she goes back to home, and she calls Darius, and she tells him to come over. She wants to talk to him. And then she tells Darius that Mac actually tried to rape her before he had even started fooling with Faith, okay? And that he took her to that shed, and she was able to fight him off and get away. And then I said, oh, okay, so the little girl that we saw at the beginning of the show was not Grace. It actually was, it was not Faith. It was actually Grace. But anyway, she fought him off, and now she feels bad because she didn't tell her family, and maybe if she had said something, then maybe that would have, stopped him from messing with Faith. And he was just like, well, they didn't believe Faith, so they probably wouldn't have believed you either. But, she feels guilty because she felt like she should do something. And I'm thinking to myself, like, girl, the man is dead. You killed him. I mean, what other retribution did you get? All right, the man is gone. He is the one that was responsible for almost raping you, raping your sister repeatedly, raping these other girls repeatedly, and almost getting to that other girl. All right, so it's just like, I mean, I know that your mental, your psyche, it plays tricks on you and all that, and it's hard to deal with the guilt with her leaving, her sister being gone. I got all that. But I'm just like, girl, you done killed the man. He is not here no more. Stop feeling so guilty. What else can you do? So that was another thing that I was just like, oh, God. Now, we find out that Jacob has decided he's going to take the church from Skank. So, of course, Carissa's happy. She gets to be the first lady of a church, a real big church now. And the plan is to take over Triumph, turn Triumph into another Calvary, and, have it on the other side, so this is just helping them grow their church community. May is happy because, she's going to have a bigger church, and that's more, recognition for her. And also, everybody seems to be happy. So it's Sunday, and Skanks is supposedly going to hand the keys over to Jacob, and the elders are going to pray over him and everything. Bishop and May are going to the church with Zora. They're going to go and make sure that they watch this happen. When they're sitting out in the audience, proud of their son who is about to take over this church. So again, there was a very small part of me was figuring that Skanks was going to change his mind or had another plan, but no, he gets up there, and I guess, he really did have a talk with the Lord and realized that he was doing wrong, not just to God, but to the people and the flock that he was leading, that he sinned and he's got to go, but he's going to turn it over to Jacob, and he's a good man, and he's an honest man, and okay, and everybody is happy. Okay, give him a clap, okay, give us a bigger clap than that, so they praising the Lord that they got Jacob, and yeah, Jacob now is the pastor of the church. Just that easily, you guys. Was it just me? Because I was just like, huh? I mean, I don't know what I expected. I wasn't pleased with this turn in the story. And then after church, Bishop and May go to the office, and Tasha's in there, and she's upset because Skanks has run off. He's on the run now, on the lam, from all these people that want to get to him. And she didn't go because she felt like she couldn't go. And so he left her. Okay, and Bishop, what kind of man leaves his wife? All right, but hey, next order of business, May's like, let me get this office together, gonna put a little Persian rug down here, decorate it real nice like for Jacob. And while they're there, the Bishop gets a call from Lionel, and he says that he needs to talk to Bishop, but he wants to talk to him in person. Of course, May looked like she want to throw up. I said, uh-oh, May, is your secret about to get out? We'll see. All right, you guys, let me get off of here. Make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'm itsrox. The channel is for itsrox, and everything else I do will be in the bottom bar. All right? All right. So I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. I plan on doing the same. Till next time, rock stars. Bye.